stability. Modern Warfare 2 has been out for a little over a week now, and between the SBMM, the jump-shotting, G-Fuel snorting, neglected children, and the M16, it can sometimes feel like you're banging your head against a brick wall. But don't worry, because in this video, I want to give you my best tips for how you can get better at Modern Warfare 2 and improve your game instantly. Now, before we get too far into the video, I do just want to say the love on yesterday's video was absolutely phenomenal. If you didn't catch it, I basically explained that I've got myself into another slap bet with my brother-in-law once again, but this one seems a little more unattainable. I have bet him a hard slap in the face that I will reach 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So, I mean, I'm not one to beg, but please have a heart and save my face. But with that out of the way, let's get on with the rest of the video. So my first tip for how you can get better at Modern Warfare 2 and stop dying so much is to stop using Ghost. At least for the moment, Ghost is an extremely broken perk. If you didn't see it, Jack Frags recently discovered that even when you're using a suppressor and you have Ghost, if you fire your weapon whilst an enemy UAV is in the air, you will appear on the enemy's radar for a few seconds even after you've finished firing your gun. This is basically making suppressors completely null and void if you're running them in the hopes to stay off the enemy minimap in those extra bits between swipes when the UAV is present. So therefore, I would seriously suggest trying something else other than Ghost for the moment until they fix this bug. I would suggest that High Alert is actually one of the best ultimate perks that you could have in this game at the moment, with Ghost being so broken, because it basically means that people won't be able to get the jump on you as quickly and as effectively, because you'll be notified whenever anyone is looking at you by a little orange dash in the direction that the enemy is looking at you from. Moving on, be aware of flinch. Now, for those of you who don't know, flinch is a mechanic that has been in Call of Duty since the dawn of time, or 2007 or so, I'm not quite sure. And what it does is when you are getting shot or when you are shooting an enemy, the flinch mechanic means that the person who is receiving the bullets has their aim flinched up and therefore off target. Now, there are a number of attachments within Modern Warfare 2 that actually mean that you can use this mechanic to your advantage. I would really suggest using attachments that have both flinch resistance, which means that people's guns give you less flinch, as well as increasing the flinch on your target. This means that if you're in a one-to-one battle with someone at, say, medium to long range, whenever your bullets are hitting them, it's going to feel like they're getting hit by a fucking truck, and also you'll be able to sponge their bullets without it knocking your aim off course. This is going to give you such a major advantage in these long-range 1v1s that you're going to end up getting a lot more kills and dying a lot less, and therefore getting much better at Modern Warfare 2. Next, I want to suggest that you always run a launcher. Running a launcher is so much more valuable than using a pistol in 9 out of 10 cases. Obviously, there are going to be some situations where you need to swap to your pistol to finish off an enemy. I have come to realize that you die so goddamn quick in this game that there's very rarely a chance to pull your pistol out in any case. By running a launcher, this means that you're going to be able to take out enemy UAVs and enemy counter UAVs, which is seriously going to impede your ability to do well in a game. If an enemy team is getting UAV after UAV after UAV, you are always going to be on the minimap, and it's going to feel like they know exactly where you are at all times because, well, you guessed it, they fucking do. So if you're running a launcher instead of your pistol, as soon as you spawn, you'll be able to just look up and take out that enemy UAV. As well as this, you'll be getting extra points, which goes towards your score streaks, and the list goes on. The benefits of running a launcher seriously outweigh the cons of not having a pistol, so I would always suggest that you keep those skies clear and you always have a launcher. This will mean that you're not going to get pestered by VTOLs, you're not going to get pestered by the UAVs, chopper gunners. You're going to have something to counter all of the annoying cheese that is going to get you killed and make you want to smash up your console. Next, I want to talk about the game modes that you are playing. Now, for a lot of people, things like Team Deathmatch just seem to be the obvious choice. It's simple, it's casual, it's easy. However, what I'm going to tell you is to stay well clear of games like Team Deathmatch because the spawns are so goddamn unpredictable. The way that spawns work in Modern Warfare 2 is similar to how they've worked for the last few years. This means that there is a squad spawning system so that when you die, you spawn closest to the biggest concentration of your friendly players. Therefore, the enemy is also doing this, so it's very, very hard to predict where the spawns are going to be. If you play a game like Domination or Hardpoint or Headquarters or something with a very specific objective, it's a lot easier to be able to look at your minimap and then see where your friendlies are and then make an educated guess on where the enemies are spawning. This means that you'll be getting shot from the back a hell of a lot less, unless you have some dirty flankers on the enemy team, but also you'll be able to go on kill streaks a lot more consistently because you won't be having to second guess where enemies are and look around every single corner because you have a much better idea of where the spawns are. And finally, I just want to say, do not handicap yourself in the gunsmith before the game has even begun. Make sure you're building your guns correctly. There is a firing range in Modern Warfare 2, so when you add attachments to your gun, make sure you hop into that firing range before you go into a public match to see how the gun feels. If the ADS is too slow, then make sure you change some of those attachments around. Again, going back to the first tip that I gave you, make sure you're factoring in the flinch attachments. Make sure you're not neglecting things like aiming stability. For those of you who don't know, aiming stability is how your gun wobbles around whilst you're aimed down sight. And in this game in particular, this actually carries on when you're firing the game. Therefore, if you have very low aiming stability, you also have very high horizontal recoil. So make sure you keep all of these things in mind, and also don't add too many attachments that are going to affect your ADS. The time to kill in this game is so fast that you really can't afford to be spending 3/4 of a bloody second just to be able to look down your sight, because you will have died 3 times over by the time that comes around. But anyway, those are my tips for how to get better at Modern Warfare 2 instantly and how to stop dying so much. I really hope that some of these helped. Now, for those of you who have watched my videos for a while, you'll know that I love to see who sticks around until the end. So if you're still here, I'd like you to let me know by answering this question down in the comments. Would you rather always have an erection or never have one again? Anyway, that's it from me today. I'm Average Joel. Peace.